Hey everybody, it is Natalie from Power Moon Tarot. Welcome to your reading today. Today is a career reading and I've had a couple of requests to do a career reading. So I wanted to do a 2025 career reading to see how we can get the most out of the energies in 2025. So with that being said, we'll go ahead and get into each pile. Pile number one is represented by the victory card. If you're feeling this card, you'll choose the blue pile or pile number one. For pile number two, we have the prosperity pile or the orange pile. If you're feeling that, you'll choose pile number two. And for pile number three, we have the inspiration green pile. If you're feeling that, you'll choose pile number three. Okay? And of course, you're able to watch more than one pile if that is feeling good for you today. And for those of you that would like to follow me on social media, details are in the, actually no, the details are not in the description box, but you can follow me on social media at Natalie H Astrology on Blue Sky if you're interested in that and you want to find me there. Also, if you'd like a reading with me, whether it be a tarot reading or an astrology reading, you can find details in the description box below for how to do that. So with that being said, let us go ahead. I'm going to ring the bell to get us going. Hope everybody is doing well, and we shall begin. Pile number one, welcome to your reading. You chose the victory pile. And today's reading has to do with 2025 career messages. We're going to get power messages for you to power through 2025 and how to get the most when it comes to your career out of 2025. So with that being said, let us go ahead for pile number one. Hope everybody is doing well out there. And I'm not sick or anything. Don't worry, guys. I just got a little frog in my throat, as sometimes happens. And I'm sure that frog will bounce away in just a moment. So pile number one, let's go ahead and begin. Go ahead and begin and see how for pile number one, how can pile number one get the most out of their career in 2025? What powerful energies are wanting to come through in 2025 for pile number one? We're going to look at what's on the bottom of the deck. We've got the Four of Cups coming through on the bottom of the deck, okay? So let's go ahead and see what planet is coming up. Oh, we have the Sun King. And for some of you, this is Leo energy. This is leadership for you. And this is Mufasa, Simba energy coming through in your pile number one. And, you know, with the Four Cups, it can be where Four Cups is moon energy. So it's where we don't really want to engage, or maybe we're questioning ourselves or doubting ourselves with regards to what we want, or we're feeling shy or withdrawn. But being a leader is going to require you to come out of that and really get comfortable with who you are. And this says, I powerfully lead my mission. And the career energies for you are regal, powerful, passionate, courageous, sovereign, responsible, creative, benevolent, innovative, decisive, directive, inspiring, visionary, and respected. And I love the word respected here, because I am a respected leader, okay? And some of you could get in a position where you're needing to decide who wins, or you're needing to pick a winner over something. And I am seeing, it's weird because I'm seeing something about windmills or wind energy, or maybe perhaps innovative ways of dealing with energy. So pile number one, let's go ahead and get deeper into your reading. We have Page of Pentacles, okay? We have Six of Pentacles, generous and caring towards, oh, we've got the Nine of Pentacles. And I was hoping that pile would get the Nine of Pentacles because that is the Lord of material gain. And the Six of Pentacles is the Lord of material success. And something that starts off rather small and unassuming with the Page of Pentacles ends up really growing for you and ends up really paying dividends back for you. Okay. And I love, there's a lot of stability for you. There's a lot of career stability in 2025 for you. And something involves you being the leader and planting this seed and then having the confidence to share that with others. And I do feel like it is strongly abundant with the Six of Pentacles and Nine of Pentacles. Those are pretty strongly abundant, stable energies. Yeah, growth. Perfect. I love that. Growth, planting that seed. It looks like a flower that is getting ready to blossom for you guys. We've got growth and flow. Hey now, pile number one, a lot of growth and flow for you in 2025. Smooth sailing is what I feel. And maybe in 2024, you felt kind of withdrawn or doubting yourself or not sure. Okay, card number 4, 2024, not really feeling invested, not feeling confident in what you were doing. But I feel the scales tipping in 2025 in your favor. Yes, we have energy. I like that. Consistent work, consistent energy. And I feel you're very proud of how far you are going to come and grow in 2025 as it relates to your career, okay? And for those of you that are in the hospitality industry or wine industry or wind or alternative energy type of industry, I'm already getting a lot of stuff about that for you guys. And let's see what else we have here. Or if you need to distribute resources or make decisions about resource allocation, or you have some type of a financial idea or financial career, I feel like this is all lining up really nicely for you. Okay, we have the Wasp spirit. Sometimes life stings. All right, so we will look at that in a little more detail here. So that's interesting as we can see sometimes things, particularly with the sun energy coming up in your guys' pile, like being left out or not having your work recognized is going to sting, or, you know, that does sting. It doesn't feel great, but I actually feel like that may have been what was holding you back in the past, pile number one. So Spirit is wanting to address that. Yeah, we have Leo energy again with the lion on this card right here, not having your hard work recognized, not having the work and effort that you're putting in recognized, not having the spotlight on you. All of this will feel like, especially when you've been working so hard to align with the energy, would really suck, you know? So if you're feeling underappreciated, if you're feeling like your work isn't getting seen, there is an energy around making sure that your efforts are flowing in the right direction. And with this, there may be somebody who pops up who is a Leo that really helps you. Perhaps you have Leo in your own chart, but we have spotlight, courageous, and creative. Okay. And, you know, Leo pride can get injured and wounded easily. Sometimes it's like if I put my idea out there, or if I put something out there and no one notices it or no one supports it, or that would be very upsetting, okay, and embarrassing, right? But I feel like it's like, no, I'm gonna have to show some courage. I'm gonna have to allow myself to be in the spotlight a little bit and be observed by others, or have a spotlight on me in order to get my career to grow. Now, in the past, having the spotlight on you with this wasp energy here might have felt like a lot, like a lot of having all that. And there is this energy here with this king card of keeping one's distance from other people or keeping one's distance from a particular situation. But I really feel in order to be victorious in 2025, you will need to kind of get comfortable with letting people observe you or letting yourself be in the spotlight. We have I am diplomatic, okay? You have a great talent for finding solutions. Yeah, and I feel that's really the Six of Pentacles. You have a great talent for finding solutions. Your innovative and unbiased nature allows you to see all sides of any situation. Now, I would say, if you find yourself getting very adamant or controlling, or you find yourself in a moment of injured pride or something, to be as diplomatic as you can next year and try to bring both perspectives together, or try to stay neutral, because it's going to be better for your career to kind of stay neutral, and people will start to trust you and see you as a leader if you stay neutral. Okay. And it says your unbiased nature allows you to see all sides of any situation and advise others towards the most fair and beneficial outcome. And I talked about, you maybe sitting on a committee, or you maybe having to pick a winner, or you having to judge something next year. Okay. And needing to bring two perspectives together, and people really looking up to your leadership, even if you aren't yet in a leadership role in 2025. I do feel like if there are people who you're needing to be a decision maker to decide what is fair and what is reasonable, okay? And people who are more concerned about themselves and the spotlight being on them and them having to be first and be the center of attention are gonna, the negative aspect of Leo, I feel like, are gonna lose out. I am getting with this I am diplomatic. Perhaps we have some Libra and Leo energy coming up in this pile, right? How do I stay diplomatic but also position myself as a leader, right? We have looking. It's okay to look for better work. Be discreet in your search. You need to be aligned with your life purpose to be fully satisfied, okay? So it's okay if you are, looking for work and looking for better opportunities, and just keep it a secret, okay? Because I feel like somebody that's like pouring a lot of energy into your career, or maybe trying to help you get ahead, that person may feel they may feel offended if they know that you're out looking for work, right? So we need to basically, we see a lot of energy here, or someone putting a lot of energy into what you're doing, or you're putting a lot of energy into what you're doing. I'm putting a lot of energy into this, and I feel a lot of growth and flow within myself. And when other people don't recognize that, and I don't feel like I get the attention or recognition, okay, Leo, Sun card, that stings, that hurts, okay? And even though you're feeling that way, I do feel like it's important to stay diplomatic, and it's okay to be looking for other work. Just don't tell anybody about it, okay, pile number one? You don't need to tell anybody about that. You can be doing that like in your own time, and going on interviews and talking to other people, talking to industry leaders, talking to people who are in charge, getting your brand out there. You can be doing all of that, okay? Particularly for those of you that like run social media accounts, or you work in PR, I feel like, having your work noticed, or having what you do appreciated and seen is very important. And if you put a lot of energy into something or a particular campaign, and then no one really sees it the way that you want, or nobody really recognizes that, then that can create like resentment, you know? So I think that if that happens, pile number one, yeah, definitely look for other work, but just be discreet about it. I actually feel like you have a good thing going, um, and you are growing, okay? So you maybe want to think before you move or think before you transition to a different company, but it's okay to be looking. It says everything you need to get it done is already inside of you, okay? And this could be where you think like, well, I need more education, or I need more help, or I need to put in more work into something. All right, but Spirit is saying everything you need to get it done is already within you, and to not doubt yourself anymore in 2025. We have here, yeah, new moon in Aries. We've got Leo and Aries energy showing up in your pile here. I mentioned Libra earlier too as well. It's time to take action. New moon in Aries, and that is a new leader, new leadership energy coming in. Also, Aries is a very energetic sign, and yeah, and it's not a sign that's wholly patient all the time. It is time to take action for you in 2025 on certain things, and take new action that you have not taken before. I feel you are very focused in 2025, but it's important to balance that energy out with diplomacy as well. And the new moon in Aries in astrology happens during Libra season. So something significant could be coming in September, October of 2025 for you as it relates to your career. Okay, so keep that time period in mind. Ooh, I love the pinks and the oranges here. This is Archangel Gabriel, and it says clear away the noise. Okay, clear away the noise, whether that's in your own head or noise that you're getting from other people. Clear away the noise. And with all these pentacles here, we do need to focus. And I do like Leo energy for that, because it is a fixed sign, and it does talk about the need to put our energy in the right place and focus on the right things for optimal flow and growth. And yeah, clear away the noise. It's time to take action. And I want to read a little bit about the Wasp Spirit here for you guys. Card number 64. And let's see here. Not all that Spirit creates in nature is easy to love. But when we look through the eyes of Wasp Spirit, we recognize that even though sometimes life stings, there's a purpose for pain, just as there's a purpose for wasps in the natural world. Wasp keeps insect populations down and supports the growth of plants. So too, the sting of life may hurt you, and you may feel deeply disappointed or even resentful. Yeah, I think it's more of a resentful energy. If I'm putting all my time and effort and you're not recognizing it, that's going to hurt, you know? You may come to realize that being stung led to something far better than you envisioned for yourself. And Wasp Spirit is conspiring to ensure that you could grow something of value to you. Yep, growing something that has a value to you. Have you ever looked back and been glad your prayers weren't answered because the path you took led to something far better? This spirit is a reminder to reflect on those times. For today's sting may hurt, but something better awaits you, okay? It says, are you holding on to anger, jealousy, or resentment because you got stung? Or could you have been just stung yourself by comparing yourself to others? There will always be someone who's more successful, happier, thinner, richer, etc. Jealousy is the false belief that you can't have what you want, or that someone could take away something that, let's see here, something that was supposed to be yours. Let go and release all those feelings that are making the sting hurt long after the stinger has been removed. Wasp Spirit has woken you up, and now you can trust that the disappointment can lead you now to a different and better path. Trust that this too shall pass and is already doing so, for the pain subsides when you stop telling the story of how much it hurt. Okay, so we're not telling ourselves the same story about things that we put a lot of effort and energy into in the past and we didn't have that recognized. And I just want to also take a look at this energy card for you guys as well. And let's see here. Energy. This book, still getting used to this book. I'm going to have to mark it up because it's not always the best at finding what I want to find. I just got it, and yeah, I'm like, did the person that make this book have a method to their madness? Okay, so this energy card for the hummingbird. Okay, I want to go to the shadow reading of this card. The shadow reading of this card warns against doing things too fast. Yeah, we have it's time to take action, new moon in Aries. It is the candle burning at both ends and in the middle at the same time. This card cautions against creative, psychological, and spiritual burnout. Okay, it also can represent mania as well as inattentiveness and things falling through the wayside in the blur left behind. So this hummingbird energy is coming here, and this is something gaining energy, a call to extra energy, and to power your spell work and aid with feelings of mania or erratic mood swings, and to help keep the energy going. Basically, this card is excitement, enthusiasm, and unrelenting vitality. Okay, the hummingbird is a sprint. Just as hummingbirds have developed long beaks and tongues for the singular task of collecting nectar from long-necked flowers, the hummingbird may symbolize a pinpointed, exact task at hand. However, this may also indicate tunnel vision and merciless hyperfixation. Excitement for a task does not always mean that it should be a priority. Excitement for a task does not always mean that it should be a priority. So prioritizing what is important and what do you want to be the central sun of 2025 for you. And it is time to take action. It is time to have energy, but we kind of need to be careful of burnout or running around like a chicken with our head cut off, okay? So as long as we've got that under control, pile number one, I feel like 2025 has some great, powerful growth for you and allows you to be in a position of leadership and call the shots, perhaps in a way that you haven't been able to in the past. So pile number one, that is what I am getting for you, my loves, as it relates to a career reading for 2025. And do let me know in the comments how that resonated for you and if those messages were received loud and clear. Let's go ahead and move on to pile number two. Okay. Let's go ahead and get into it. Pile number two, welcome to your reading. You chose the prosperity pile or the orange pile. And today's reading has to do with career messages, career power messages for 2025, and how to get the most out of the energies of 2025. What to avoid, what to latch onto, what to work on. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and let's take a look at your career messages for 2025. Pile number two. I've had a couple of requests for career readings, so let's do it. Oh boy, let's see. Don't we just love it when the cards go all over the place? We have the Fool and Change. Ooh, that's brand new energy. That is reset. That is something to get excited about every day, but it can also be kind of scary with the Fool. We've got Mercury coming through strongly in your reading, and the Merchant. Opportunities to prosper are everywhere. And that's so funny because prosperity is the title of your reading. So now we have two references to the word prosper. Prosperity is everywhere. Shake that money tree, pile number 2. And with Mercury, some of you may have a couple of side hustles. You may have a couple different jobs that you do. You may kind of be going a little bit from one thing to another, or trying different things in 2025. And this energy of the Merchant has to do, and some of you may be like selling a product that you made, or for those of you, like for instance, for example, just to throw some things off the top of my head, those of you that sell your services or sell jewelry, or you've got little side hustles on Etsy, or you've got different opportunities to basically shake that money tree in 2025. Pile number 2, shake what your mama gave you. And we have logical, discerning, flexible, okay, financial, psychological, creative, communicative, social, okay. So Mercury's very social energy, brilliant and quick. The ability to evaluate whether something is going to bring in cash or not, okay? And there's many different sources, I feel like, for you guys to make money in 2025. One thing we want to be careful of is that, we're not spending that money in multiple different directions, or like putting our money towards things that aren't going to help us grow or aren't very valuable, okay? We want to make sure that we don't have like cash leakages anywhere, and that we're keeping a balanced budget, okay? But we have, technical and inventive energy. Also, those of you that, work in shipping, or you work in merchandise procurement, or something that has to, where people go and shop and spend their money, there is like a lot of money being spent, but we also don't want to leave our money lying around, or be disorganized with our money, or leave our money on the table, okay? And with Mercury energy, it's easy to get distracted doing 100 different things, but I feel like there's many sources for you to make money in 2025, okay? And that's interesting, pile number 2. It really is. We have the Star card, and I feel strongly for this card. This could be people who are, selling like herbs, natural remedies to things, tinctures, people who make their own products as well and then sell them. I feel like the stuff that you're making in 2025, pile number 2, is really good. It's like really, really high quality. And the Star card is where we really can find a sense of peace with ourselves and what we're doing. And it also talks about our ability to work independently and have our own independent thing going on. We have Knight of Swords. There's a lot of Aquarian energy coming through your pile number 2, and a lot of air sign and Aquarian energy coming through, and unique services, unique offerings that have your special brand attached to it, I feel like can definitely be coming out here, okay? And we have the King of Wands, which is very much entrepreneurial type energy. And this is where I was feeling like pile number 1 was a little more traditional. I feel like your pile number 2 is, finding inner prosperity and working at a place that allows you to truly be yourself, okay? And for those of you that do any type of, I just have to say it, for those of you that do any type of sex work, or you strip, or you do anything like that, I feel like or you have like two main benefactors that really support you or spend a lot of money or really are like really supporting what you do. I do feel like there's two main benefactors showing up in your reading, pile number 2. So I just had to mention that as well, because people could, or maybe you do OnlyFans or you, whatever. It doesn't, I don't judge. Pile number 2, get your money is what I'm going to say to you. Okay. Get your money. And I feel like you're doing like innovative, creative stuff that's really unique that other people, aren't doing. And I feel like while you're just busy minding your own business, other people are starting to really see and notice what you're doing. And I almost feel like you guys have an attitude of like, I could care less. I'm just over here in my own little world doing my little thing. And perhaps some of you may have people that want to buy your company or buy your brand or buy something that you're doing, or two people that come in and like really with some real purchasing power that can help elevate what you're doing to a new level. I feel that could definitely be coming up. And I feel you guys really generating excitement around what you're doing and generating intrigue and interest around what you're doing. But I kind of feel like you're in your own little world doing your own thing. So that is interesting. We have caution here. Okay, we'll see what this is about. We have faith, caution, and faith. Okay, and we have fear. Okay, and this is, I believe, shark energy. We will look at what that is about. Okay, and it may have something to do with people being overbearing on your energy or trying to, break your concentration or distract you from what you should be doing, to get ahead. For those of you that sometimes find that other people are like a big distraction, or relationships can even be a distraction at times, we've got that energy, and it's like, I need to do something quick, or I need to dominate, or I need to get in control of something before it gets in control of me. We have starfish, and that's so funny with the star card here and being open to infinite possibility. Okay. And this has to do with not being afraid to be yourself and be unique and be you, and not letting anybody coerce you or bully you into doing stuff that you don't want to do, I feel as well. Pile number 2, okay? And there could be some people around that are a little corrosive or demanding, and I feel like Spirit is saying just ignore those people with the star card. If there are people like that in your work environment, just ignore those people. It's not worth it, okay? And actually, I want to stop just for a second and look at this fear card, with shark coming through here, and see shark and fear. Yeah. So the shark card represents the unknowns of life and the fear that they create. It is the flight or fight response that we feel when we are faced. Yeah, the King of Wands would definitely fight. The Knight of Swords may flight, all right? When we feel faced with something scary or unfamiliar. This beautiful yet terrifying prehistoric predator has often been associated by humans with danger, violence, or death, with sharks. Okay, we're talking about sharks right now. From the lore and stories of the sea to modern cinema, yet most sharks are not dangerous to humans, with rare shark attacks being incidents of curiosity or confusion rather than attempted hunts. This card encourages you to respect your fears and seek understanding of them rather than letting the initial dread overwhelm you. So for those of you that do get a lot of anxiety, or you do get a lot of uneasiness about certain people that maybe frequent where you work, or obviously I want you to have a safe environment, pile number 2, wherever you are, wherever you're working. I don't want you to feel threatened by anybody or overpowered by anybody. And yeah, I really don't want that for you, pile number 2, at all. And maybe in the past, some of that energy, and came through, and it's like, okay, I want to put this really vulnerable, star card, this really vulnerable side of my work out there, but I'm afraid or I'm scared to do it. And it says this card advises us to look to the truth behind our fears and figure out what is real and what has been manifested by our trauma. Often we are more scared of the fin above the surface of the water or the dark, shadowy depths beneath than we are of the sharks themselves. Only by facing our fears and traumas honestly can we begin to manifest true courage and heal ourselves, okay? Not all fears are imagined, though. Some are very real. Sometimes our fears are well-founded and based in the here and now. While sharks are not the malevolent creatures pop culture may have you believe, they are still dangerous predators. Respect that your fear may be justifiable and reasonable, and be ready to act if necessary. Making the right choice between fight or flight is an important part of survival, and alleviate fear or bring psychological strength before a difficult event, dealing with trauma or shadow work. Okay, and some of you may be working on that within yourselves, and maybe it has really affected your ability to prosper, and you're really wanting to focus on yourself and your individual unique journey, and be comfortable with being vulnerable, of really putting yourself out there. But it's hard to, because there's a lot of people that can easily become overwhelming when we're trying to see a vision for what could be in our life, okay? And we have Virgo energy, service to others, responsible, and hardworking. Okay, so for order for you to prosper in 2025, there is something here about embracing Virgo energy and the services that you provide to others. I feel like you are very, you offer such unique services to people, and you are really different in the way that you approach people. But I do feel like there's a slight warning here, pile number 2, about doing work for people that don't pay you, particularly for those of you that are like entrepreneurs, or you have a bunch of side hustles, and you are I feel this caution and faith here is about, and because these are 2 court cards, is talking about putting our faith in the wrong people, or putting our faith when we should be putting it in ourselves. And also for those of you that are small service providers, or you have small businesses, or you've got side hustles going on, make sure that your terms and conditions are very plainly out there, right? Like there's no way that anyone could challenge it. Make sure the details with the Virgo energy coming up here are airtight, okay? And I do feel be open to infinite possibility when it comes to how you can make money in 2025, and what, sources of income in the past, if they had kind of dried up. I feel like, the Fool card here shows you having new sources of income, or trying new things in 2025 that bring new sources of income. And just make sure that if you are offering services like that, or you are doing that, pile number 2, that you are airtight and detail oriented in your contracts, in your service contracts, in your requests, your policies about refunds, your policies about, no shows, refunds, stuff like that. Make sure you are airtight on that. I feel like you're really falling in love with the work that you're doing, or there's something about it that's very unique and interesting. But there's also maybe an energy of feeling a little distracted. I would also watch the Mercury retrogrades next year, pile number 2. The Mercury retrogrades are happening in March and April, July, and November of next year, okay? So if you're having your own business or you're doing different things and you may see during the Mercury retrogrades next year, you may see how a customer is disputing a bill that you charged them, and they're putting in a lot of pressure on you to hurry, or they're putting a lot of pressure on you to deliver your product, or they're trying to be really demanding or demand more of your time, or tell you that they want you to redo it, or this type of energy. Be really like, and then some of you could have poured a lot of work into something, or you had already started the work and it's like, okay, and just feeling like, yeah, we want to be cautious of putting our faith in the wrong people. And maybe you guys in the past, that is a legitimate fear that you have. Like, you want to be open to infinite possibility and working with others or letting others in. But I feel like where you settle on is kind of doing stuff by yourself, at least for a while, pile number two. Because trusting or letting people in could be, for those of you that have already experienced issues around this, where it's like, I did the work, I performed the service, and then they tried to stiff me and they didn't pay me, okay? And I feel you are a very responsible, hard worker, and your service to others, and other people shouldn't be trying to do that to you. Pile number two, that makes me mad to think about that, or, but I think focusing on your individual unique creativity and what you bring to the table is important. But make sure that your business practices or the things that you're doing are actually airtight, or the way that you take in your funds, or the companies that pay out to you once the service is provided. Make sure those details are airtight. Okay, pile number two. So I am going to say that we have, yes, I am kind-hearted. Okay, card 18, I am kind-hearted. You are both open-minded and open-hearted in your ambition to leave this world better than you found it. Be sure that your goals are aligned with the collective need and with the highest good of all. So this is about, putting in a lot of focused work and, producing something that is truly unique and is truly inspiring to you, okay? But we may all need to pause here too and say, okay, is this, service or offering, is it wanted or needed by the community? Is it actually making me money? Do I need to go look for other sources of income? I also feel like you are very kind-hearted and loving. For those of you that do some type of counseling or counseling services, and you pour your unique blend of everything you do into it, and you are very kind-hearted, and if somebody misses an appointment, you're like, that's okay. I understand, things come up, right? But then you've got people who are very demanding and who are extremely like wanting of their way. We have people, and I feel like, standing your ground and speaking up is important. When these people come around, yes, you are kind-hearted, but people should not be taking advantage of that, okay? We have here, we've got trapped. You feel stuck in your current situation, but you do have options. Look for another job while keeping the one you have for now, okay? Try to ignore the people that suck, or the people that are really demanding or want more than, keep trying to bleed you dry for services, and trying to, you can't take more blood from a turnip type of thing. Like, I provided the service and completed my contractual ability, in our agreement, and yet you're still on me for shit, okay? And, some of the people that you deal with, you may feel like, it's these same really tone deaf and demanding people, okay? And I feel like, it's kind of like, I feel trapped in this situation, and I'm scared that I won't be able to kind of get out of it in the future, but I feel like Spirit is saying be open to infinite possibilities and different streams of income and trying new things in 2025, because it is going to bring you prosperity and it's going to help you get out of that feeling of being trapped. Like with the Fool and the Star card, we definitely want more freedom over our time and energy, like the time and energy to be able to do our own thing. We don't want somebody constantly breathing down our neck or demanding things of us, okay? And we want some freedom to kind of choose what we want, okay? Imagine how good it will feel when you're done. Keep going, okay? And with this King of Wands, I feel you have the opportunity to be like really accomplished in 2025 and really up your confidence in your like your abilities, your confidence, and to like be really proud of yourself for what you've achieved and going after what you want. We have here, even if you do feel trapped, or even if you do feel some fear, it's like there certain things that you work through are going to bring you new opportunities. So keep going is the message here. Keep going. Don't let these distractions rule you out in 2025. Okay, keep going. And perhaps some of you are going to have, a couple of romantic interests coming in next year as well, but it feels like a distraction, or it feels kind of like it's distracting you away from kind of doing your own thing. I do feel like freedom and independence is a big thing and for you guys. And I feel like demanding more freedom and independence and speaking your mind about that is really important in 2025, okay? And we have here, be bold and make the first move, okay? Cardinal moon. Cardinal moon would be an Aries moon, Cancer moon, Libra moon, or Capricorn moon. So for those of you that have a cardinal moon, there's a message here for you about being bold and making the first move. Particularly when it comes to like speaking out or talking about something that you need to address, instead of maybe putting our faith in things that, aren't going to change or aren't yielding a lot of results. We need to be bold and make the first move. And like, for example, if you want to go on someone's podcast, or if you want to, and you're used to working alone and you're used to doing your own thing and you're used to kind of being in your own world, but you're wanting to expand your services and what you do, and you're having the energy to do it, you may need to be the one that reaches out to the other person and says, hey, I'd like to be on your podcast, or I'd like to, I'd like to collaborate with you, or I'd like to do a show with you, or I'd like to, this type of thing. I feel like it's a little hard to do because you may have some fear around it, and you may have tried to collaborate in the past and found that your style of working didn't really work well with someone else, okay? But if you're going to be taking some different chances in 2025, Spirit is encouraging you for you to be bold and make the first move if you want to do something in 2025, okay? Pile number 2, and we have Archangel Zadkiel here. You are a beautiful child of love. Oh, pile number 2, okay? And sometimes we can get stuck in that mode of just letting whatever comes to us come to it, which is great. But sometimes, like, instead of waiting for someone to message us, or for like a person that we want to date, or a person we want to talk to, or a job we want, sometimes we need to be kind of the first person to say something if we really want to go after what we want, okay? But Spirit is reminding you that you are a beautiful child of love, and that you are kind-hearted, and that the work you do is very unique. It's very you. It's very generous. And that is a beautiful thing. I wanted to take a look at the starfish spirit here a little bit for you guys. And let's see. Starfish. Okay. Stretched out on the beach, The starfish opens fully to the rays of the sun, to the power of potential. As you look toward the horizon, do you open up to infinite possibility? Okay, at this time, you're urged to stretch past the limitations of your everyday perception and comfort zone to dream of bigger things and imagine with even greater hope and faith. The miraculous potential is shining down on you. Feel it and bask in it. Be open and open yourself to be filled with inspiration. This is a very fortunate sign that starfish has come in to remind you of your infinite potential. When cynicism says no, starfish says yes 1,000 times over. Are you willing to entertain new possibilities? Are you limiting your goals in order to be realistic and cutting yourself off from the power of dreaming big? Let go of rigid beliefs about what is possible for you, and let's inspire you to open your heart and your eyes to what's available to you. Now is a time to stretch beyond the familiar and unfurl yourself, for you are meant for far more than you're imagining for yourself. Spirit wants the best for you and will support you in achieving whatever intention you hold dear. Yeah, and the star card is about, dreaming big and infinite possibilities. And I love that you got the starfish. And so is the Fool. Definitely is that energy of dreaming big. And sometimes our biggest dreams make us feel a little scared. And we can feel a little fear around, being more vocal or taking a more active role in things. But it says be bold and make the first move. So that is something that Spirit wants you to do in 2025. Pile number 2. I hope you enjoyed that reading, my friends, and I hope it gave you some good direction for 2022 or 2022. I don't know why I said that for 2025. I hope it gave you some good direction for 2025. And let's go ahead and move on to pile number 3. Okay, let's go ahead and all right, let's do pile number 3. Pile number 3, welcome to your reading. You chose the inspiration card or the green pile, and today's reading is a 2025 career message reading. We're getting powerful messages for 2025 career. I've had a couple of requests to do a career reading, so here we are. And let's find out how to get more energy out of how to get more career magnetism out of the energies of 2025. Career magnetism, inspiration. And you guys, this card actually shows the goddess Isis, the goddess of magic. I asked for you to bring your inspiration to me, okay? So let's go ahead and see for pile number 3 how to get the most out of the energy of 2025. Ooh, I like it. 6 of Wands, beautiful. And that represents Jupiter and Leo. So that is a very strong, magnetic, charismatic, successful energy. Let's look at your card here. We've got the Administrator and Saturn. And here we see someone conducting a symphony and bringing a lot of complex things together. And this says, I walk with a foot in both the earthly and spiritual worlds. Now, a lot of people are kind of afraid of Saturn, and Saturn can be where we're feeling kind of dull or not very inspired. Now, your guys' pile is inspiration. So we are going to look at bringing things to life in your pile. And this has to do with being a practical, grounded, preserving, wise, dedicated, strong, purposeful, organized, structured, leading, confident, strategic, assertive, disciplined, humanistic, and moral. And I do like the word strategic and wise and organized here. Strategic, wise, and organized. And this is where we are getting our house in order, and we are getting organized to bring in a lot of different elements and make them all make sense with one another. Okay. And this says, I walk with a foot in both the earthly and the spiritual world. So it's like I can't avoid my responsibilities. I need to show up wise, dedicated, and strong every day. Okay. But at the same time, I also am feeling a call to more spiritually, divinely guided work. Okay. And so let's see what else we've got here. 5 of Cups. I was just thinking about taking a rest from something or taking a break from something. Yeah, we have the Queen of Wands. I do feel like there is a need to, and the Queen of Wands has a lot of inspiration. The Queen of Wands is very much, but it's hard to feel inspired and creative and all of that when we're feeling tired or we're feeling low. Okay, but a lot of creative people actually, if they are like depressed or sad or not feeling good, a lot of really creative people can take that and create some amazing art from that. And for some people, some of their like darkest periods are like also their most creative periods, and they go through kind of the underworld or the darkness in order to come out with some creative work or vision that is truly inspired. And it reminds me of Florence and the Machine, which is a band, and her breakout album Lungs that came out, I think it came out maybe in 2013 or something. She had just had like a horrible breakup, like a really, really bad breakup. And, she was really going through the pain. And she wrote this amazing album called Lungs. And I mean, wow, like it basically, I got chills talking about it because like it just set her career on fire. And it was this amazingly raw and beautiful work that she had put out into the world. And what a powerful voice and what powerful music that she had shared. But it's almost like she went through those dark or challenging times, or times when she was grieving and mourning and letting go of something in her life. But from that, she emerged like a butterfly, even 1,000 times stronger, and her career really started taking off. So pile number 3, it can be about gaining inspiration from others who have gone through hard times or who have taken things that have been really hard or really challenging and turning them into something that is like, whoa, amazing art, amazing music, something that really inspires you. That's like, whoa, this is my best work, right? From my deepest, darkest hellhole came my best work, and came this crazy inspiration that I have never felt before, that really drove me to work hard and hold on to what I had gained. Yeah, we have the sun energy. And this is about the need to, go through darkness, pain, emotional turmoil, all of that, and taking all that passion and fire and channeling it into something that is really like big and beautiful and bountiful. And it's also about playing and having fun, right? And especially for those creative types, which we could have a lot of people in this pile who are artists, creative types, or like that's how you get inspired every day. Like Saturn can talk about how we've got like earthly practical jobs or jobs that are just basic or kind of boring and we're not too happy about working there or we don't really like it. But we need something, we need to kind of turn our attention towards something that truly lifts us up. I know for me, pile number 3, like getting up and doing readings or is like it's an amazing way. I feel like it's an amazing way to wake up and share my message with you guys and share a message with you guys. I honestly feel like in 2025, for those of you that have been kind of like hiding away, or you've been mourning something, or you've been grieving something, get ready to kind of be in the spotlight again. And also be ready to like have a really strong morning routine or get up with the sunrise. There is a need to feel energized by what you're doing. And some of that feeling may be from having like a more structured schedule, Saturn energy, okay? Not allowing yourself to wallow or get sucked into big time wasting things, but getting yourself onto like a structure where it's like, okay, I get up early, I get up with the sunrise, I see the sunrise every morning, I get up and I do yoga every morning, I journal, and it helps me get organized for my day, and it helps me to be happier during my day as well. And you can feel like your mood is shifting or changing, and that shift in mood, and that shift towards being happier, to having more pleasure, to feeling like you can put yourself out there more in the world. All of that is kind of bringing inspiration, and also playtime and fun time is important as well. And for those of you that are that have been unemployed for a while and you've been like lacking in work, or you got let go from a job, or you've lacked work, or you haven't been able to find work, or you've been unemployed for a while, I feel like something does shift for you here in 2025, and you're getting lighter and happier about your work. And you're feeling very like emotional, creative, and inspired about what you're doing. And those days of like dreading going to work, or those days of every day feeling like an uncomfortable grind, or every day sucking, or there's no good work, or there's no good jobs, or I lost this job but I hated it anyway. I feel like a lot of that energy is fading away in 2025, and what we see is like more happiness, more openness, more fun, okay? And yeah, we have pain here. Some of you also could work with children, or maybe you're a teacher, or you work in some capacity with nurturing young talent in some type of a way. That could bring, like, when you see them succeeding and you see them growing, it's like, wow, it's like, I had a lot to do with that. I was guiding that person, and now, like, look at them, they're thriving and they're flourishing, and I feel a sense of inspiration or satisfaction from that. Yeah, I do feel some of you have been deep in pain about something in your life, and maybe it has impacted your work. And maybe there has been pain, or there has been depression, or there has been like a sense of giving up, or a sense of like, I don't like this anymore. Okay. And the source of your pain, I feel like, is you start to see what it is. I don't feel inspired. I don't feel creative. I don't feel present in the moment. I feel like my energy is really dragging. I feel like I need more. And maybe some of you do need more sunshine, or like I said, you need a better structured routine, or a certain time that you get up in the morning, and, really taking control of your schedule and structuring your day in a way that makes sense for you. Okay. And you're starting to see, especially for those of you that have had health issues as well, that have been holding back your career, I feel like, this Sun card is a really positive omen for better health, pile number 3, okay? But I feel you are starting to see better mental health, better emotional health, better physical health, and all of that leads to feeling more inspired and powerful and empowered and creative when it comes to your work and what you're doing. And it brings back a sense of like fun is what I feel. Okay. And I feel like a lot of you have been saying, I wish I could feel that way, Natalie. Like, I wish I could feel like happy, like I have no care in the world, like everything's playful and I wish I could feel that way again. But that feeling has been eluding me. And I feel like the pain that you've been feeling has been illuminating something about your life. It's been showing you something about yourself and your life that has a purpose, right? It does. The pain that you've been feeling or the loss that you've been feeling has shown you something really important, I feel like, and has illuminated something within you that you now know is like really important for you. Okay. And we have communicate. I believe this is the bat, and we will look at that as well. And we have the deer spirit. Oh, isn't that pretty? Isn't that sweet and innocent and very like attractive? You know, I feel like your energy in 2025 is very attractive, and it's like you're starting to feel better about yourself. You're starting to feel more confident about yourself. I want to take a look at the bat. I believe this is bat energy here with this communicate. Yeah, it is. Okay, bat. This card represents communication and connection. Animals from bats to dolphins use echolocation to scout the world around them, hunt down prey, find mates, and detect obstacles in their path. This form of communication with the world is alien to our own human processes, and yet increasingly familiar as our species has begun to communicate electronically. Yeah, and the electronic communication can sometimes feel very impersonal, and isn't always, like, sometimes it can make us feel really disconnected and impersonal, though, at times. And this card symbolizes the connection to the invisible as well as the connection to the world around us. In Navajo mythology, the bat is a nighttime emissary for the talking god, carrying messages where ordinary people cannot. This card might encourage you to talk through your problems, even if they seem insurmountable. So talking through one's problems, and there's the Awen symbol, which sits behind the bat. This symbol behind the bat is a druid symbol for the spirit of poetic inspiration sent from nature or the gods. It has become popular in Neo-Druidry as an emblem of the spirit of life, which flows through within music, poetry, and stories. Wow. And this talks about musicians, storytellers, and artists who use their art to communicate ancient stories, philosophy, and their understanding of nature. Like the bat who carries messages through the shadow of mystery, the bard communicates mysteries which we aim to solve through listening and interpretation. This card reminds you to express yourself and find your voice, okay? And it may also urge you to acknowledge the hidden messages that have been troubling you, things that have been painful things, hidden messages that have been troubling you. And the bat in Aesop's fables is considered a creature of deception, neither bird nor mouse. When associating this story with communication, it is a warning to look out for those who speak falsely or claim to be something they're not. It may also symbolize blocked communication, stubbornness, and misunderstandings. Yeah, and I kind of feel like that's been a heavy, painful energy around blocked communication. There is something with the sun about getting back to yourself and getting back to the natural world and getting back to play and getting back to adventure and the things that really like make you happy. And the need for clear communication, even within yourself, as well, for disciplined and clear communication. We have Gemini. Okay, more communication energy coming through here, talking about adaptable, quick-witted communication. Okay, being adaptable, being quick-witted, and perhaps some of you have felt like this quick-witted communication element has been turned off within you, and things don't feel playful or fun. And the need for things to feel more playful and fun is definitely coming up. And Spirit is saying be adaptable in 2025 and don't shut down or shut yourself off. Talk about what you're feeling, talk about what is coming up for you, put it into your art, put it into the things that inspire you creatively. And sometimes for artists, like hard times or painful times, actually, like I said before, can really inspire them creatively. The written word and spoken communication is going to be important in 2025 for you. If you're not happy with something, say something about it. Talk about it, okay? Instead of holding it all within you and like anger and resentment like building up, talk about it, okay? If something is really bothering you and it really feels like it's weighing heavy on you, get it out in the open. Communicate about it and talk about it, okay? We have I am brilliant. You possess a very refined mind and a deep urge to uncover life's mysteries. Yeah, that's the 5 of Cups. It represents Mars and Scorpio energy, and it talks about that, you know, urge to uncover mysteries within ourselves and within others. Your ability to acquire vast knowledge on both the informational and spiritual planes gives you a greater awareness than most people. And I feel you are very aware of other people and the energy they're bringing into the situation, but something that may have been eluding you is why you feel so down or sad about something. And I really feel, you know, illuminating the pain and putting words to that is going to help you guys find the inspiration that you're seeking in 2025, okay? There might be like a lot of buried things within that need to be spoken or communicated or brought to the surface. Even if it makes other people feel uncomfortable, there's something that needs to be said, I feel here. We have reflection. Take time to revisit the past. Yeah, the 5 of Cups and Saturn. Take time to revisit the past and figure out what you want to do. Knowing what you don't like will show you what you truly love. Okay, I don't like this feeling. I don't like this job. I don't like this energy. It's brought me nothing but pain and confusion. You know, this time to take some time, and I was feeling this energy of needing to rest a little bit, and maybe, you know, for the first couple months of the year there is a need to rest and pull back, okay, in order to find out what's bothering you or to go deeper within. And maybe some of you here are very good at hiding what's wrong or hiding what feels painful. And the thing is that when you do that, I feel like you're also killing your inspiration, or you're also killing your ability to be happy, right? To be on the other side of that. And, you know, this talks about long walks, stopping to look at the water, taking a moment to go within, and taking time to revisit the past and figure out what you want to do. Because I feel like some of you have been kind of lost a little bit with your career. It's like, I've been so unhappy. I've just been getting up and doing the same thing every day. Yeah, that job ended and I didn't want it anyway, and it was making me really unhappy. But where do I want to go from here? Okay. And there is something about honoring your creativity, your independence, your bravery, and your strength here, pile number 3. And we have, don't forget to celebrate the silent battles that you fought and won. Oh my God. Pile number 3, that just hit my heart really hard. Don't forget, yeah, and that's the 6 of Wands. A lot of like outward accomplishments that people see. Oh, you graduated from college. Oh, you finished your residency. Oh, your business has been successful. Like, a lot of times we can wear success like armor, or we can wear it easily when it's outwardly manifesting. But when we've been fighting a battle within and we haven't really been sharing it, or we haven't been talking about it, or we've been hiding that, it may actually cut off a part of our creativity that needs to breathe. And it's talking about, like, for those of you that have been fighting a silent battle within that you've been hiding and you haven't really been talking about, with this Gemini energy popping up, it may be time to talk about it, and it's time to do some different stuff, and try some different stuff and talk about what has happened. It's funny, pile number 3, because I haven't really been on social media too much. I cut off my social media back in 2022. And there's something about it, though, like a creative aspect of it that I did miss. And I recently joined Blue Sky. If you want, you can follow me there, Natalie H Astrology on Blue Sky. But I've been having so much fun, posting really dark but also poetic things on there. And and maybe so it's kind of made me happy to kind of post my dark thoughts. And it kind of is fun or creative in a way. And it kind of is helping me get my inspiration back for how much I used to love to write and stuff like that, even if it was really dark or disturbing. And maybe some of you are kind of on the same thing, and it's yeah, I want to feel inspired. I want things to be funny, or I want to feel that power of creative energy again. Okay, but maybe there are some silent battles that you have fought and won that no one really knows about, and it's time to kind of share some of your journey. We have full moon in Cancer. A personal issue reaches resolution. Okay, there is a healing, I feel around some emotional pain or an emotional issue that has weighed heavy on you. And perhaps for some of you, it has to do with family, because it's the full moon in Cancer, or it has to do with your health, or it has to do with an emotional connection that you lost, or that you felt very heavy about letting go of something in your life that was very deeply disturbing to you, something that you were very attached to. Okay, but I also feel in that pain is the inspiration to kind of draw on new energy. And I do feel in 2025, you are getting resolution around something that was very emotionally painful. And it's coming through talking about it and reflecting on it and communicating about it. We have Archangel Ariel. No need to push, instead trust. Yeah. And this is where something that has been really bothering us or causing us a lot of pain that we feel we constantly have had to push through. I have to keep pushing through my pain. I can't really talk about it. I can't really let other people see me that way. I can't really share what I'm feeling, right? And this need to kind of get up and push ourselves every day to go somewhere we don't want to go, or to be somewhere we don't want to be. And it feels very sad, pile number 3. And some of you may really have felt that sadness deeply. Okay. And it's every day I had to push myself, even though I was having a lot of personal issues and I was feeling really bad. Every day I had to push myself to show up and act happy and put a smile on my face. Okay. And I'm just sick of doing that. I want to be real about what I've been experiencing. Okay. And from that, things start to heal. I feel pile number 3, and I feel inspiration comes again. We have the deer spirit here, and it says, bring a gentle touch. So there's no need to push. We want to bring a gentle touch and a playful, fun touch to what we're doing. And I'm just going to read the deer spirit a little bit here. The time has come to be gentle and diplomatic when dealing with others and yourself. You might have found yourself in a situation where negotiations are necessary in order to reach your goal. Be mindful of the words you choose, but do not worry. Dear Spirit reminds you you have the ability to be sure-footed and confident while showing humility and respect for others. You will find your capacity for calm and grounded communication is heightened at this time. Follow the way of the dear spirit and you will do well, gaining the respect of others and finding common ground that is pleasing to you. Remember that understanding others and their needs will be more powerful at this time than putting your own first. If you do that, you will be rewarded tenfold. I also feel like you guys need to put your needs first, though, too, especially in what you've gone through with this pain. I actually think you need to be more open about what you need. I disagree with that aspect of this book, pile number 3, and it's our right to do that, isn't it? Dear Spirit is bringing you a gentle warning that now is not the time to engage in an argument, no matter how volatile others are being. Do not match their intensity with your own. If you're dealing with an overly assertive person, step back, disengage, lest you agree to something out of alignment with your intentions. Don't let anyone bully you into anything you're uncomfortable with. You have solid footing if you stand your ground with grace. Those who disagree will begin to find their own gentleness and willingness to compromise. Dear Spirit also brings the message that it might be easy to offend someone today or take offense because someone is lacking in diplomacy. Let all of it pass. You're not meant to take this world personally. Yeah, and with the full moon in Cancer, we could be taking a communication very, very personally that causes us to shut down and stop communicating with other people. But it's saying you're not meant to take this personally. While it's a beautiful gift to be sensitive, today you need a tougher hide so that any compromises you make allow you to maintain your energy. Today you need a tougher, I don't know, I think it's supposed to say side instead of hide. Today you need a tougher side so that any compromises you make allow you to maintain your integrity. Yeah, and that's the thing. Any compromises that you make, you still need to maintain your integrity and take your stand in the situation, okay? So pile number 3, interesting energy that I am getting for you today. I hope that that resonated for you, my friends, and I would love to hear your thoughts and comments on the reading. Everybody, do take care.